It happened. DJI just released their first 360 camera. What companies do when they release a product? They check their list of influencers, they contact them, ship the items, and then have you controlled, manipulated, nudged to buy their products, to buy into the hype these content creators are supposed to create. Internet is good up to the point when it becomes toxic. Why are you here? Or what am I doing? How did you get here? Well, I will help you decide what is best for you. I will also tell you which camera it is actually better. Of course, you might ask yourself what qualifies me to tell you what camera is better and why should you buy one or the other. Well, here is the news. Compared to all or the large majority of influencers out there, I have the real experience. I buy the products with my own money. I'm not sponsored by Insta360. I'm not sponsored by DJI. I buy products from both companies and I'm using them heavily in real life, real activity every day. I'm not here at the desk with a product sent by one of these companies, inventing a test and trying to make content to satisfy the manufacturers and then to gather the likes, the views, and make money through your retention. I'm not that person. Let's take an example. I bet the largest majority of content creators out there speaking about the X5 from Insta360 and the Osmo 360 from DJI, they never touched in their entire career or they never used such accessory. This is a waist mount, back mount. I have the newer version because this one is full of defects. I contacted Insta360, told them the defects. What they did after that, they came with the new version, which is this one. And I can tell you this is the worst accessory possible out there, at least for my case scenario. But I'm not reviewing them, I'm not speaking about them, I'm only introducing them. Another accessory, the large majority of content creators out there, the influencers that get the cameras and speak about the cameras, never tested. This one I'm confident there is only a handful of people having it. This is the ski pole from Insta360. They speak about the cameras, they pretend they know everything, they never been in the field testing them as I did. I have this mount here. This is DIY'd by me because the backpack mount, third person mount by Insta360 is not good. So to solve the limitations of it, I've DIY'd this solution here. It is their plate here. It is their action invisible selfie stick, but the rest is my solution to the problem. I'm testing it now and let's see how it goes. This is what qualifies me to speak about 360 cameras. Not like the influencers, but content creators, the ones that have channels with many viewers that go out there and push content and they pretend they know and they try all to make a point for themselves to gather retention, users, clicks, likes, and so forth. This is a very good book, The Paradox of Choice. You should read it. It's not that much to read. It is a good explanation of human psychology. So let's go to the X5 Osmo 360 debate. Which camera is best? And what about these content creators? So the companies, they ship the products to the content creators. The content creators, they go at their desk in their studio and then they try to invent scenarios or they try to invent environments where they say, I tested the camera and I know where it works. Well, they don't. And I'm telling you why. The real case scenario is go out there when you have a sun and record, seriously record for a couple of hours and see if a camera is stable. I bought the X5, I shipped it back because it was not recognizing their original batteries. So I received the batteries in the Essentials bundle, I plugged them into the camera wasn't recognizing them. To me, that unit was defective. That same unit generated sound issues, sound synchronization issues, and then image issues. The image was rotating during recording. So what this means is the hardware and the software of a camera is not stable. So the product at the end of the day, even if the biggest selling point right now is the replaceable lenses, at the end of the day, yes, you can replace the lenses, but if the camera shuts down, that's that. If the camera overheats, that's that. If the camera generates errors you'll only figure out in post-production, you are doomed. If the camera is unreliable, you are doomed again. The problem is, nobody is speaking about that. Everyone is trying to make a point on soft aspects, like lens replacement. We've been with X1, X2, X3, X4, and we didn't have replaceable lenses. There was no problem. Suddenly, everyone wants or thinks replaceable lenses, if you don't have in 2025, is an issue. I've used the X3 for I don't remember how many years in real case scenarios on the mountain, climbing, and I kept hitting the camera into the wall. In all these years, I've replaced the lenses, the lens protectors, between 4 and 6 times, maybe 7 times, but I don't think so. For sure between 4 and 6, I don't think it was more than 6 times when I damaged the lens. So in 4 years, 6 lens covers, which are lower quality and easier to scratch and to damage than the actual lens. In all these years, let's say in 4 years, I only smashed 4 or 6. It's quite a good turnover considering that I'm using the camera in harsh environments and it's real life usage. And when I'm going on the mountain, it's not for 5 seconds and I'm not controlling what happens to the camera. And when I smash the camera into the wall, the rock will definitely damage the lens 6 times. So this thing with if it's not replaceable, it is an issue. Well, we lived so many years without having the option. I don't see the problem. The problem is DJI doesn't have lens guards available on sale right now. And this is what forced me to go back and buy the X5 because I'm confident during my trip I will smash the lens. I will do extreme climbs. It will happen. Now, the reality is the X5 has a lot of problems. The stitching is not perfect. The image quality is not perfect. I've heard people saying, yes, but the X5 or Insta360 now sells ND filters. Well, you need to know the science of ND filters. And if you learn that, you will understand for the 360 camera actually doesn't help, really. I had them, I tested them, I sent them back because the camera was defective. And I've seen the artifacts, the errors the ND filters are creating because, of course, the sensor is small, the ND filter allows less light, and you have errors. That one is unusable footage. You need special conditions and a lot of know-how to be able to properly leverage the ND filters on a 360 camera. Actually, you need a lot of know-how, a lot of experience to use ND filters on any action camera. So the fact that they sell ND filters is not a big thing, because if you are not an expert and you don't know what you are doing, you will definitely ruin the footage. So that one is not an advantage. That one is an opportunity. It is an option you have, but this doesn't make that product better. Actually exposes the product to more errors. What I didn't see on internet is the remark that the X5 has 2400 milliamp battery compared to the 1950 milliamp battery from DJI. What this means is the hardware of DJI is better. It consumes less energy. And nobody looks at that. I didn't see tests, a crash test of the lenses. How easily they scratch. We don't know. Everyone speaks about DJI Osmo 360 not having a replaceable lens, but nobody tested and nobody showed us how easy it is to scratch one lens over the other. Because this is a factor. What I didn't see is people speaking about the math behind the form factor, because you have the X5, which is a bar 360 camera, then you have a DJI Osmo 360, which is almost a square camera. The square format gives you to the left and to the right of the lens a buffer. This means each time you hit something, you'll hit with the extremities of the camera. It is less probable to get to the protruded lens compared to the X5 camera, which is a bar, no borders almost, like the lens is very exposed, the edges are very thin. The probability of touching whatever you will touch with the lens is way larger than with a DJI Osmo 360. Now we don't know which camera lens has better glass, because maybe one scratches faster than the other. Then it is the other point nobody speaks about. They say, oh yes, but it's not replaceable, so they ignore that no camera had replaceable lenses up to X5. And then they say, if something happens, you have to ship it and then you'll have to wait for it. Realistically speaking, if you are a professional relying on the camera, you'll have 1, 2, 3 of them, and you'll for sure choose the better hardware and the better science. Then, if you go on holiday, because there was the other comment made or point made by everyone, yes, but if you go with a 360 camera on holiday and you smash the lens, if it's not replaceable, then you ruin the holiday. Well, you smash one lens. If you smash it, most of the times it's because you're clumsy, not because of something else. You have to do extreme things for the lens to be exposed. And then you can always use the other side. Not to say the fact that you're going on holiday with a 360 camera, it is wrong. You'll never sit in post and rotate and check and see what you missed during the trip and how to capture. One. Second, the quality of a 360 image is not good. Going on holiday with a 360 camera, it is a risk there, because the DJI Pocket 3 way better for going on holiday. The DJI Action 5 Pro 10 times better from any perspective. Going with a 360 camera, it is an overkill. At the end of the day, I have to see it with my eye. I don't trust any of the content creators on internet. They are, in the majority of the cases, unexperienced, unable to generate proper testing, and, well, biased, not to say liars. So it is what it is. I spent my money, a lot of them. I don't know which camera is best. For my case scenario, I could not form an opinion based on what was said on the internet. I bought the X5 just because I was in the ecosystem. I have all these accessories. And guess what? It was shutting down. It was overheating, shutting down because it was no longer recognizing the batteries. It wasn't starting because of that. I had the sound issue. I had the image problem. And then I had problems with the X5 proprietary file. The laptop could not edit them. It kept keeping the processor in at 100%. I don't know why. So many issues there. I look forward to see what will happen with the DJI Osmo 360, if it has potential or not. If it has potential, I'll keep it. If not, I'll return it. Why? Because there is no option for me to return the X5. I struggled almost 3 weeks to return and get refunded, and I'm still not yet refunded with the first X5. I bought the second now, aware that there is no way for me to ever be able to return it. They say 15 days or 30 days return policy. I'm confident they will try, as they tried first time, not to refund, not to take it back. I will see. I will analyze. If this is the case and this new unit will do as bad as the previous unit, definitely I'll try to return. Let's see if Insta360 will allow that to happen. We will see about it. So, conclusion. Internet exploits you. The content creators out there, they are not the experts. They are just the puppets used to create hype. Their tests are not comprehensive. I didn't see any good test showing the stitching, how good the stitching is. For my case scenario on the mountain, with the topography of a mountain, already the image has a lot to suffer because of the elements around. The mountain, the rock, the trees, the lighting, and so forth. I didn't see any proper analysis on the stitching. I have to do it by myself, so I had to buy both cameras to see which one does better. In terms of stabilization, no tests whatsoever. It's easy to walk with a pole. Oh, I'm walking, it does great. It doesn't. You didn't track the subject, you didn't track something, you didn't want it to have something in focus, you didn't use transitions, you didn't use anything to show us the workflow, how easy it is, and how great the end product is. It is easy to walk from left to right and then to just rotate a bit and make it acceptable. But if this is all that a 360 camera does, then I don't want it, because it's not what I need. What I need is full integration of a system. If you go tomorrow and buy this, how confident you are you'll get great quality footage? I'm telling you, it will be so bad you cannot imagine. When you buy the camera, think about. For 6 years or whatever long it is since we have 360 cameras around, we didn't have replaceable lenses. We lived with that. Now we can no longer live with that. Well, but what about the quality of the lens, the glass? What about the hardware, the quality of the hardware? What about the science behind the footage? When you buy, think of other things as well. Is the camera overheating for your case scenario? Is the stitching good? Is the stabilization low light? The quality of that is not great. It's a big advancement, but not DJI Pocket 3 level. And you have to think about these things. Yes, you might say, I want to buy a camera and use it for all case scenarios, which I can agree with you. Why spend money on so many other systems, correct? But remember, what nobody speaks about is the cost a 360 camera has in post. You have to reframe that video, the footage. You have to make it right. And you are limited by the hardware itself. Buying into a 360 system is not that easy. Choosing the right one, well, again, read the book. I would have not bought the X5 back because of a poor customer support. So bad, I no longer trust them. I bought it confident that if it breaks, they will not honor their engagement. I paid for the flexi care. I'm confident they will try to do everything in their power not to provide that service, as they tried to do with a refund. I no longer trust them. I'm no longer confident in them. Extremely poor customer support. You have to take into consideration because, yes, you can replace the lens, but what if you smash the screen? Now you have to send it back. What if you have poor customer support? Because nobody speaks about that. Oh, you smash the lens, you replace the lens. But when you smash the lens, maybe you smash the screen as well. What do you do then? Because nobody spoke about the screen and nobody advised you to buy the screen protector, for example. But that one is a real possibility. If you do something to smash the lens, who guarantees that you will not do something to smash the screen as well? Just a question. The problem is they keep us oblivious. And from there, we are not even capable to distinguish between good and bad, between when we are controlled and persuaded, manipulated. And this is the current problem of internet.